This introduction to your online trust accounts property dashboard is to show you how to use this information together with your end of month disbursement reports to keep up to date with your property's performance during the year, and also how you and your accountant can use both these devices to calculate your profit and loss for the year and to prepare your financial year tax returns. Before going over the dashboard with you though, I'll briefly go through the end of month disbursement reports that many of you have already received on a monthly basis to explain just how to read them and to understand them. Now these reports are prepared on the last day of each month once we have reconciled and balanced the trust accounts, paid both you, the property owner, ourselves, and any other accounts that are due, and have closed off the accounts for the month. Once we have done this, we then on the next day, the first day of the month, we email you out these statements or reports. Now the first page of the report shows you the income and expenses for all the bookings completed during that month, together with a pie chart below them illustrating the distribution of the funds for those bookings. It is important to bear in mind though that these are your booking financial figures only, so they're your booking income and your booking expenses. They do not include any property bills or expenses that we've incurred on your behalf during the month. These appear on the second page of the report, in which case under the owner's remittance account or the ledger. You'll notice on this page that we do have two different type of accounts appearing, so I'll just go through them one after the other. But the first one is the owner's remittance account or ledger, whichever term you prefer. And this gives you the total debits and credits applicable to your property for the month, with the final entry being the property owner's payment, which we call the EOM disbursement. This is the last entry on the table of the owner's remittance and ledger. You'll notice there's a running balance down the sides of all the debits and credits as it goes, and once we've the last payment, this owner's disbursement, will then reduce the current balance of that ledger to naught, which shows that it's in balance. It's also this figure that you need to use to reconcile your bank statement. So you'd open up your bank statement for the day and make sure that the money that we have transferred into your account is the same as that. Provided that is the same as you received into your account and that is a nil balance, then your accounts are in balance. Now the second ledger or account that appears on this page is the owner's contingency account. Now one of the rules of trust accounting is that under no circumstances is the owner's ledger or property owner's ledger to ever be overdrawn. It must always have funds into it, and it's illegal for us to do otherwise. However, this does cause certain issues, particularly very early in the month after we've already settled the accounts, because you do get the occasion where we've paid out and the account is in nil balance. There's new bookings in the pipeline, but they've yet to be dispersed and dropped into, put any disposable income into the owner's ledger. And then we might have, say, on the second day of the month, as a tap fail or something like that in your property, and we've got to call the plumber in. The plumber comes in, fixes the problem, and then sends us an invoice for, say, $100 with a 7-day account to be paid. And that puts us then into a quandary because we haven't got sufficient money in in your owner's ledger to be able to pay that plumber. Therefore, with the contingency account, what we have done is we've asked you to nominate a figure. You nominated it. We've withdrawn that from your owner's ledger sometime in the past, and we've opened a new ledger called the owner's contingency account, where we deposit those funds, and that's held back from your ledger, your owner's ledger, for these very circumstances that may come up from time to time. So, for example, as I mentioned, the plumber and the $100 bill, 7-day account, we pay the plumber. He's happy because he's been paid. We're happy because we've paid the plumber, and our tradespeople are crucial for our business. And then also there's yourself, the owner, because we haven't had to hassle you, asking you to transfer $100 into your account to enable us to pay that plumber. So it's a win-win. So 3 win, yes. So this keeps topping itself up automatically. So let's say we move forward a little bit into the month, a booking is completed, we finalise it, process it, disperse the funds, and the owner's dividend share drops into his account. Our system will then automatically pick up the fact that $100 has been withdrawn from the owner's contingency account, so it will therefore deduct $100 from that disbursement, from that booking, and add it to this to top it back up again to that minimum figure that you've asked us to hold back for you. So that all happens automatically, and again, when that does happen, it'll appear in both ledgers. You'll see it being debited out of the your owner's ledgers and put into the contingency ledger, one balancing out the other. So again, totally transparent, and it's important to note that any funds that are left in this account at any time do belong to you, the property owner. So if in an emergency or if a situation arose where you needed that money, you'd only have to contact us, and we would transfer the funds out of that contingency account back into your owner's ledger account and then pay you. Now, as I mentioned, these are done once a month, so 12 times a year you'll get a end of month disbursement report, and we strongly recommend that you save these reports as you receive them and pop them somewhere in your system so that you know where they are, so that you can retrieve them very, very quickly. What you might want to do is just create a new folder in your email account and drag them over and pop them in that account once you've looked at them, or you might open a separate folder on your computer somewhere, or even have a folder on a USB memory stick where you can just transfer them into that once you've read them at the end of the month. Now, this is important because I'll get now onto the property owner's dashboard, and your accountant and yourself, but primarily your accountant, will quite often require those end of month reports to help him in his preparation for your financial year tax returns. This property dashboard, as well as making life a little bit easier for your accountant, it also allows you, the property owner, to keep track of your property performance during the year and gives you a complete historical breakdown of every transaction relating to your account up to the end of the previous month. Now, by default, it opens to the current financial year, in this case 2020-2021, and you'll see there's a chart there. There's the performance figures for this current financial year at the top, also down the side, and then you have a graph that shows you last year's figures in the pale grey, future bookings, etc., etc. There's a legend across the top. And then further down you've got two tables. One is your booking activity details, and one are your property management bills. So this is totally transparent, because every one of these, as long as they're historical, or in other words, as long as they relate to the previous month and the books have been closed off, you're able to click on any of these and get all the information that you require as to how this figure is derived. For example, if I just pick this one for a home and away for $1,885, you will see that the system has broken all the fees and charges down into separate sub-ledgers, and these are recorded, and you'll see that this account, the disbursement, is in balance and all's good. In this case, this booking emanated from Home Away, which is one of our online travel agents, and they take a commission for generating the booking for us. So that booking of $62.20, for example, has been deducted from the gross tariff and moved to the Home Away's ledger, trust ledger, to enable us then to pay them when it's due and payable. And it does this for, these are separate ledgers for every entry. Ditto with your property maintenance bills. These are the bills that we have incurred, that we've paid on your behalf for repairs and maintenance and other things that have happened to your property over a period of time. They're all in chronological order, by the way, and they're all colour coded. Likewise for the booking activity, there's a coloured legend down below. Property maintenance bill, there's a ledger down below, and as you can see, they're all, if you click the details box there, it'll open it up and show you what it relates to. You'll notice also there's a small little paper clip appearing beside them, a lot of them, and that indicates to you that a copy of the invoice that relates to that bill is included in your report. So for example, let's just say I picked this one from Quick Action Electrical, which is the electrical company we use for our repairs and maintenance and things, and you'll see that there's the details of the invoice, its amount and what it was for, and then if we click this tab up the top, it'll then bring up and have a copy of the invoice that relates to that transaction. Now what this basically means, that if at the end of the financial year the taxation office either comes back to you or your accountant and asks for proof of a particular transaction being paid or whatever, you don't have to contact us for us to search through our folders to find it for you and copy it. You've got it at your fingertips, and all you need to do is send it off to the ATO or whatever. Now, as I said, when this page first opens up, each owner has your own login. If you haven't already been able to access this property, please contact us and we will give you the details of your username and allow you to create a password so that you can access this at your leisure, and it keeps updating every day, except for here, of course, where you can't edit them until the books have been closed. Now, as I said, that defaults to the current financial year. If you're looking, or your accountant is looking to do last year's tax return, for example, you just use the down button there, select the date, and the system will immediately recalculate and bring up the figures for that financial year. Now you've got two sets of figures. You've got the summary across the top of the page. That just gives you the number of bookings, your expenses, your maintenance, management fees, and future bookings that are due to come up, and also a chart saying just where your what time of the year that the bookings came in and were dispersed. and then down this side you've got exactly the same figures that are above, but this time there's a percentage with it that shows you the percentage of the actual total disbursement for the bookings. Now when you do filter this dashboard to the financial year, the two tables, the booking activity details and the property maintenance bills, they aren't filtered the same way. These are the total amount of bookings you've received for your property, and also the total number of bills that we have paid for you on your behalf. They are chronologically listed, so if you wanted, or if your accountant wanted to, he or she could gain further information on, say, the maintenance bills by going in here and selecting the various bills and calculating them, or better and a lot easier, and this is where the accountant will possibly ask you, or if you do it as a matter of course, if you supply your end of month disbursement statements, then your accountant can use those to verify, if required, to verify these summary figures, total figures at the top of the page. So to summarise, when having your annual tax returns prepared, simply give your accountant the link to your property dashboard together with your login details, and if required, the 12 end of month reports, disbursement reports that you would have had mailed to you through the year, and that will make your accountant's job a lot simpler and easier to do your returns for you. Now, if you happen to misplace a particular EMO report, we can reissue them for you. However, please bear in mind that they each take up to about 5 or 6 minutes to compile, prepare, edit, and then email out to you. So while if you only lost or misplaced or can't find one or two of them, we would generally do those for you at no charge. But if you contacted us and say you wanted 6 or 8 or 10 or 12 of them, then as I'm sure you would appreciate, that can take us well over an hour to sit down and have to do for you. So if you do, this is why it is important that you do save them every month, keep them where you can find them, because as I said, while we can refurnish them to you if required, it will cost you a small admin fee for us to do that for you. So if you have any queries, questions, or if there's something that you want further explanation on, either on our end of month disbursement reports or on our the property dashboard, please drop us an email, either myself or Stacey, and we'll only be too happy to get back to you with any information you may need. Please remember though, don't phone us, please pop it in an email to us, because quite often some of these queries can take quite some time for us to find, solve, and then email back to you with with the response and the answer to the query you have. And if you phone us, we've basically got to stop what we're doing, do it while you're sitting around hanging on the phone, and they can take 15, 20, 25 minutes, half an hour or so. So please email us with any queries you may have. We'll jump onto them as soon as we possibly can, and we'll get back to you again as quickly as we can. Well, I hope that helps you understand the system better, and I thank you for your time.